All of you, I am Garvija Singh, IIC VCTM प्रेसिडेंट। आज आप लोगों के बीच में एक सेशन होना है, हाउ टू प्लान फॉर अ स्टार्टअप लीगल एंड एथिकल स्टेप्स। डेफिनेटली जब कोई स्टार्टअप होगा तो स्टार्टअप है क्या, किस तरीके से होना चाहिए, उसके लिए क्या एथिकल स्टेप्स होने चाहिए, क्या लीगल स्टेप्स होने चाहिए, इस पर एक डिटेल्ड एनालिसिस करने के बाद हम स्टार्टअप पे काम करें तो हमारे लिए बेहतर होगा। तो ज़्यादा समय ना लेते हुए मैं आज आपके बीच में आईपी सिंह सर को बुलाना चाहूँगा, जो आपको हाउ टू प्लान अ स्टार्टअप पर एक अच्छा सा लेक्चर देंगे और आपको एक आइडिया देंगे कि आप किस तरीके से किसी स्टार्टअप के लिए प्लान करें और उसमें क्या लीगल और एथिकल स्टेप्स का ध्यान रखें। सबसे पहले उनके लिए उनके स्वागत के लिए कुछ तालियां बजाई जाए। एंड गाइड द स्टूडेंट्स।
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for giving me this privilege. Good morning, all of you, once again. First of all, I would like to welcome the students of Polytechnic, as I am addressing the Polytechnic students first time. The students of my MBA first year as well as second year. As it was told to you by our Garvija Singh sir, that how we can work for the startup, how we can establish the new business. Startup here means that how we can establish our new business. Okay. So first of all, I would like to draw your attention. Very slide change करते जाइए. Now this slide is visible to all of you. So here we will start from planning a startup legal and ethical steps. As you all are aware about the planning and you all are aware about the ethical steps. So whenever we are going to establish our new business, definitely we will plan first regarding the business. Because as a layman, we cannot start anything. First of all, we have to grab the knowledge of that particular field. Then we can think of to start anything. So the first thing is legal and ethical steps. So if I ask you legal steps, what do you mean by the legality of anything? Legality of anything, the thing which is enforceable by law. The thing which is enforceable by law, which is legal according to the law of any country where you are residing. And what is ethical? Ethical step means the right step, or that it means that you are going in the right direction. If your direction is wrong, then definitely it will be unethical. There are two things, ethical and unethical. So we will start with the introduction of definition of a startup, importance of planning and compliance, purpose of the presentation. So it is quite clear. Startup means that you have to start your new business. Definitely after completing your MBA or Polytechnic. The Polytechnic student definitely go for the BTech. And my dear MBA student, definitely some of you will go for the job. And rest of the students go for to establish their own business. So startup here means just to start a new business. Importance of planning and compliance. I think you all are aware what is planning. Planning means, in planning we have to find out the answers of certain questions. Like if we talk about the business, it means we have to find out certain question like what type of business we should do. What type of business we should do. What will be the product. What can be the demand and supply condition in the market. So first of all, we have to plan each and everything regarding our business or regarding our product. Then the word compliance. Compliance here means that you are a businessman and you have to follow certain rules and regulations which are imposed by the government of the country. That is the compliance. As I gave you one example of compliance, your polytechnic here is approved by BT, Board of Technical Education, and your MBA course is approved by AKTU or AICT. So we have to give the compliance each and every year for the ACIT and the BT, Board of Technical Education. If we will not give the compliance to these bodies, definitely they can have the right to stop our courses. So that is the compliance. As in the teacher, you are having in this class, you are having the compliance of your faculty members. Means you are following the rules and instruction which has to be given by your faculty member. That is the compliance. You all know the purpose of presentation. The purpose of presentation is very simple, that I want to make you aware about the business and how you can start your new business. Next step. So step to plan a startup. The first step is idea validation. Idea validation means that suddenly one idea came into your mind that you have to start your own business rather than going for the further studies. So first of all, the idea which came into your mind, you have to validate that idea. Validate means whether it is feasible in the market or not, whether it is possible in the market or not, whether it is accepted by the customers or not. So there are number of validation we have to go for if we want to start our new business. Then market research. Research means, as you know, when we are going for any type of new work, definitely we have to study it, we have to analyze it. First of all, we have to collect the information. Here we have to collect the information regarding our business, regarding our product, regarding our customers, regarding the demand and supply condition in the market. So that is the market research, business plan development. After going through after the comprehensive study of the market research or the idea validation, now you have to develop one business plan for your business. Then funding and financial planning, the most prominent part of the business. Sometimes you have your own capital and sometimes you have to arrange the capital from somewhere else. From somewhere else here means you have to arrange the capital or funds from the government institution, from the financial institutions, and there are number of sources by which you can arrange the funds. And last one is, that is team building. Team building means nothing is possible without a manpower. Definitely, if the business is in the beginning process or the startup process, you can maintain your business, but after some time, definitely you need a good team, the supportive team. Next. Legal step in startup planning. So first step which you have to take, you have to decide that what type of business structure you want to follow. The first one is sole proprietorship, partnership, LLC, private limited company. Okay. So I think you all are aware about sole proprietorship. Wherever you are the only person where you have to take the decision individually, that is the sole proprietorship. Partnership, it may be the two partners, it may be the three partners, or it may be the four partner, depend upon the nature of the business. Private limited company and limited company. Private limited company, initially, in the initial stage, we cannot think about the limited companies, but we can think of the private limited company. Initially, we start with the enterprise, then it becomes firm, then it becomes company, then it becomes organization, and then when we can think of the limited company, private limited company. So, registration. The second step, legal step, is registration. So, at this juncture, I would like to ask you whether the registration is compulsory if you want to start your own business. It is compulsory for each and every business, whether your business is small or big. It is compulsory. No, if you are in your initial stage, it is not compulsory, but the benefit of having the incorporation or registration is, as you know, that government of any country promoting their business in the country. Right now we are in the developing stage, or we are in the category of developed country. Right now we are in the category of developing country. So every developing country wants to promote its business in the country. Why? Because business, if there is increment in business, it directly means that there is increment in the GDP of any country. Okay? So registration, the benefit of registration is that government is providing you different kinds of incentives, different kinds of discounts, different kinds of subsidies time to time to promote your business. So, in the initial stage, we don't bother about the registration. But whenever your business is growing, it is mandatory for each and every unit. Next one is licenses and permits. As you know that some of the business are of the nature where you need licenses and permits. If you want to start food business, if you want to start business in the technology, if you want to start your business in education, like if you want to start the education institution. So you have to take the approvals and the affiliation from the different universities and from the different organizations. Next one is tax compliance. As a citizen of India or as an entrepreneur of the country, we have to contribute in the national income of the country or in the economic development of the country. So for that very reason, there is a provision of tax. We have to contribute directly to the country after paying certain taxes like PAN, GST, income tax registration. So all these things are very necessary if you want to start your own business. Next one is intellectual property. Intellectual property here means trademark, copyright, patent. Are you aware about the patent, trademark and copyright? You are aware about the trademark, patent and copyright. Copyright here means I am giving you one example. Like there is one slogan of IIC India, जिंदगी के साथ भी जिंदगी के बाद भी, जिंदगी के साथ भी जिंदगी के बाद भी. But none of the insurance company can use this tagline. Why? Because LIC is having the copyright over this slogan. जिंदगी के साथ भी जिंदगी के बाद भी. Similarly, we have the different copyrights, different trademark, okay, and then contracts, employment contract, NDAs, vendor agreements. So, employment contract here means if you want to start or establish your business, definitely after some time you need people, you need the manpower, you need vendors, you need distributors, you need suppliers. Next. Ethical steps in startup planning, transparent communication with the stakeholders. There are two terms when we are talking about the stakeholders and shareholders. Shareholders is a very common term, but my dear polytechnic student, I think it is your first time when you heard this term stakeholders. Shareholders are the direct owner of the company, but stakeholders are not the direct owner of the company. They are having the indirect or direct association with the organization. So they all are stakeholders. Like employees are the stakeholders of the organization. Suppliers are the stakeholders of your organization. Marketing intermediaries are the stakeholders of the organization. Vendors are the stakeholders of the organization, and definitely they are having the effect if the business is in profit or the business is in losses. So these are some ethical steps. Fair labor practices and employee rights. Fair labor practices, you all know about the fair labor practices, as we have the provision of that you cannot take more hours what is prescribed by the government of India. The working hours are 6 to 8 hours. But if you are taking 10 hours, 12 hours, then definitely government can take the legal action against you if somebody complains. Okay, so you have to follow all the ethical things when you start your business. Environmentally responsible practices. This is a very emerging topic. As you know, we all are saying green, green India, green India, green India, green marketing, green vegetables, organic vegetables. So, as you know, as our business is growing, definitely we are going or we are disturbing our environment if we are not following the rules and regulation of the government which is imposed to keep our environment clean and calm, and it will be safe to the common public. So we have to take all these steps so that we can keep our environment cool and advantageous to the human beings. Ethical marketing and data privacy. Ethical marketing means you cannot use the unfair means of marketing. Unfair means of marketing, as I taught to my students of MBA, unfair means like black marketing, hoarding. These are unfair means of marketing. आपने पहले उसको स्टोर कर लिया और जब उसकी प्रॉब्लम हुई तो आपने उसे डबल रेट्स पे बेचा. That is the black marketing and hoarding. So you are not supposed to follow all these malpractices. Avoiding conflicts of interest. If there will be any type of contract by anyone, it will be inside the organization, it will be outside the organization. Your moral responsibility is you should keep yourself out of any conflicts. Okay, next. Compliance and governance. Importance of corporate governance. Okay, what do you mean by corporate governance? The MBA students. What do you mean by the term corporate? Corporate here means the business world. Private companies and the government companies. Limited companies and private companies. So corporate here means the business world. Okay? Importance of corporate governance. Here corporate governance means that how you should follow all the ethical things in your business. How you have to run in the right direction your business. That is the corporate governance. Next one is establishing a code of ethics. Everywhere there is one line, that is ethics. You should be very ethical while you are doing anything. It may be any profession, it may be any business, or it may be anything. You have to follow the code of ethics everywhere. Even if you are a student, you have to follow certain ethics. Even if I am a faculty member, I am a HOD of the department, and in that situation I have to follow certain ethics. So ethics are everywhere. Ethics means the wrong and right. What is good for you, what is bad for you. And last one is risk management. Risk management, it is a very popular term when we are talking about the business. The second name of business is risk. And those who can take risk, they can be the entrepreneur, the reputed entrepreneur or the established entrepreneur of the country. And if you don't have the capacity or capability of taking the risk, as it is a very famous saying, where there is a risk, there is a gain, and if you don't have any risk, there is no gain. Okay, so you must know as an entrepreneur or as a businessman, you must know how to maintain or how to capitalize the risk. Okay, so there must be certain things in the surplus or in your reservoir in the time of contingencies, in the time of uncertainties, and in the time of mishappenings. Next. Common mistakes to avoid: ignoring legal formalities. Okay, these are some common mistakes what we will do if we are going to start our business. We have to start. Sometimes we will let it be go. We will complete it next time or the next year or after 5 years, and or we are saying that we will do it when our business is established. Okay, so you cannot suppose to do all these things. You cannot ignore all these things because these are the legal formalities which you must complete at any situation or in any condition. Skipping contracts or agreements. Okay, without, what do you mean by contracts here? Contracts. Contracts are agreement between two or more people. And what is agreement? Agreement is a contract between two and more people. But contract is always enforceable by law. But agreement, sometimes agreement is not enforceable by law. That is the basic difference between the contracts and the agreement. Next one is neglecting employee rights. As I told you, if suppose I am giving you the example of this organization, as you know, this is the educational institution. If we are making profit again and again, year by year our turnover is increasing, but we are not thinking about the employees, about their welfare, about the basic facilities and amenities which we have to provide as an employer, then definitely one day your business will collapse because it is only the employee, due to which your business is rising. Next one is ignoring environmental regulations. It is very important, or it is mandatory for each and every business people, because we have to keep our environment we have to keep our environment cool. It should be favorable to the health of the customers. It should be favorable. It should be advantageous for the society. So if we are thinking about society, definitely society will think about our business. So it is a two-way process. If we are thinking about the society, definitely they will help in our business. Next. Resources and references. So if you people want to start your business, these are some resources from where you can collect the different information. Like if you want to go for your startup, there are number of government portals by which you can through which you can collect the various information or the information particularly regarding the startup and how you can incorporate your business, means your business registration. Intellectual property resources, as I told you, after giving one example of Zindagi ke saath bhi and Zindagi ke baad bhi. So there is, you should know about intellectual property rights. It is very important when you are going to start your business because piracy is everywhere. Imitating your business is everywhere. As you know, this market is full of uncertainty. There is cutthroat competition in the market. So you should be very much aware about all these things. Business ethics, organization. You can, as I told you so many times, the meaning of ethics. So ethics are always, and it will be followed everywhere. It is applicable everywhere. Next slide. So this is the conclusion of our presentation. Plan, compliance, act ethically, benefits, avoid legal issues, build trust, long-term business, long-term success. Now, our main topic is that how we have to start our business. Okay? How we have to start our business. Sometimes we have the funds with us and sometimes we don't have funds with us. Okay? As an MBA student, as a polytechnic student, first of all, what you should do, first of all, there should be a framework of your overall overall business plan. Okay, there should be a framework of your overall business plan. Then we will tell you, or you can collect the information from various resources, as I told you through my PPT presentation, and how you can go for your new business. Now, at this juncture, if you have any question, you can ask. Thank you so much. Any query?
थैंक यू सर और गाइडिंग द स्टूडेंट्स। ये सिर्फ और सिर्फ एक लेक्चर नहीं था, ये एक स्टार्टिंग थी आपको गाइड करने के लिए कि किस तरीके से आप स्टार्टअप के लिए जा सकते हैं। यहाँ बहुत सारे रिसोर्सेज अभी आपको दिए गए और इस लेक्चर के साथ अगर हम इस एक्टिविटी को यहाँ पर ये सोचें खत्म हो गई तो हमारा काम नहीं बनेगा। इसके साथ हमें कुछ एक्टिविटीज और कुछ एक्सरसाइज भी करनी पड़ेगी, तब जाके ये लेक्चर अपने असली मुकाम को पा पाएगा। अब इस लेक्चर के साथ अभी आपके साथ एसोसिएट हम भी हैं, सर भी हैं, और ये जो लेक्चर है अभी आपके पास समय है लगभग आधे घंटे का, तो कुछ अभी ऑनलाइन आपको मटेरियल यूट्यूब पर आपको दिया गया है और दिया जाएगा, और आप एक पेपर पर जो कुछ अभी तक आपने समझा अपने हिसाब से जो कुछ समझा आप उसको मेंशन करें और सबमिट करें। जो कुछ आपने समझा है, हम ये मान सकते हैं सबका अपना अपना ग्रैब करने का एक कैपेसिटी है। जो कुछ आपको लगता है कि हाँ स्टार्टअप करने के लिए ये चीजें चाहिए, तो एक पेपर और पेन की सहायता से आप उसको मेंशन करें। और भी एक्टिविटीज है जो हम करते रहेंगे, और सभी का लेक्चर को सुनने के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। सर आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। थैंक यू।